That was ridiculously fast. I mean, literally, I got a tweet and I was just like, well, back to work. So we have patch notes. Besides what they basically told us in the installment I literally just put out, we're now going to be looking at Modern Warfare 1.29 and the technical details of what is going down. My name is Mac, you're the MacGyver7 channel, and today we're going to be doing some game-related news. Before we zoom in, it definitely does give the free up some space beacon. So if you are having some troubles, there will be a link down below in order to help you get your system up and running. But taking a closer look at what's going to end up happening for as far as our patch notes, we're going to zoom in just a little bit more to give us a better clarity. The playlist update affects ground war, gunfire, TDM snipers only, hardpoint heals and kills, shipment 24/7, and shoot house 24/7. Now looking at the warhouse, the BR solos, duels, trios, and quads on top of plunder trios. Private warfare, we gonna see a different portion for the launching of the beta and the private war zone for as far as the requirements and the various players and accounts to start the match. The BR, for as far as the requirements, are 50 players, also squads in that situation of variation. Plunder 30 players to require a start, and the mini BR is 24, cutting it in half. Now let's go ahead and take a look down below at the general fixes. This list comes to us a little bit better than what was hit before. For as far as the fixed bugs is, we're reviving the fallen teammate. As a round ends in survival, users can become stuck in a third-person view. The issues where players sometimes can see the error HK 373408, and that situation also in a variation of codes that follow right after. Looking at the foreseeable point of the gas operation and the challenges and the players were unable to complete the first objective in the Session 4 Gauss and the Operation Bundle Mission 3 with the win fight as Gauss. Scrolling down before we get to the weapons, we have a very cool fix that comes to us for as far as the issues in the officer challenges 90 to 100 that has been resetting after the completion, preventing the players from getting the last 6 season emblem. Now that is a fix. Safe House Final, the SP, kill streak, chopper, checkpoint, within the use zoom button and the camera and zoom in and out. Now it's a little bit more fixy for as far as no longer having issues. Now looking at the Juggernaut when playing, will not hear the drilling audio when hitting the situation of throwing knives. Has been fixed. Looking at the portions that the players could be spotted in the scope effects with the no ADSing, for as far as with the picking up 2 weapons with looking at without the scope. Now it's with the scope. Looking at the situation for as far as the bug fixes and then the helicopter that could spin and float in the air after the regression of the survival. Looking at the help prevention and the players in the AFK guns, as well as the sniper LMG marksman rifle will rotate in intended gunfire. Fix issues where players would die right before the HQ, and that it just sucks. It's disabled and watch the full cam did not spawn for as far as the intended. Now looking at our weapons, we see that the M4 Tombstone comes into it for as far as adding the scope of the 158 SOCOM or a 9mm PAR 32 round mag removed from the weapon model. Now looking for as far as the tracer pack that comes inside of the situation for the dynamic icons that appears inside of the major gaps between the barrels and the bodies and the weapons, is equipped with a FTAC 13.5 on the barrel compact. This has been fixed. For as far as what we can see, it comes down to for the PC. This is going to help out our PC people. For as far as what's going to end up happening for the patch size, make sure that it's an intended dynamic. You're going to have 2 different settings where you can basically stream texture. The size can be smaller on that situation, as alluded to when we were looking at the pre-patch notes and the location, the operation, and the graphics tab. On top of that situation, what you can do is you can look at the only kick in for the users when the texture resolution is set on high if you need to check that, as well as the stream texture, operation and weapons, the control daily texture. Everything's going to have a cache of its own for as far as trying to like bring it down so you can have smoother gameplay in a smaller size. You can learn about the textures while clicking here in this article directly before. But looking at the fixed bugs, the premium users will also nothing for as far as the Warzone installation that can be selected inside of the trials and the MP maps, which can result in a crash. Unfortunately, this is something that they fixed. It'd be really awesome if they actually continue to fix these kind of things for the PC players and all console players. Then now they're juggling consoles, so there might be a little bit of a rough patch for the next few weeks after this patch. Leave a comment down below if you've been afflicted. Fixing the bugs for as far as the players that were able to use the custom loadouts for the snipers. Also the issues in Activision account names or being applied to different profiles in their friends list. The survival mode now has its own DLC package. To access the survival, the player must install both specials and survival in order to make this operate. Which brings us down to the war zone, what people are probably waiting for the most, fixed to help in fight against the weapons inside the corruption for as far as the Spectre mode. The gas and the gas grenades that sometimes can destruct or completely hide players from the thermal scope. Fix the exploit near the Lozoff Pass metro station. The Armor Royale fixed the bugs with dropping the truck, redeployed the flare into several portions of Doom. For as far as the entrance of the subway can now cause the truck to parachute underground. But that should be fixed, hopefully. That would be annoying. Looking at the fixed portions of the exploit for the durability of the gas mask, you can also see that the audio of bugs fixes were not overheating audio, was playing when utilizing the minigun on the helicopter. Utilizing for as far as the players, utilizing the bumper ping, that button layout, and the players that were unable to switch between the gas grenade, the EMP blast, and resulting them into only being able to utilize the gas grenade. That has definitely been fixed. Coming down to the very fast few portions of this patch as we kind of sew this up and everyone can get back out to that battlefield, you're seeing that when sitting in the passenger seats of a helicopter and utilizing the minigun, the prime lethal portion of simulating that switching and the seat will break the player in the view mode. This has been fixed, so no longer are you going to be able to get stuck in some weird bizarro land. No, you should be able to switch the minigun. This should be simple. They made it simple again, I'm hoping. Looking at the bugs fixes where it was unable to equip in the war tracking and the selecting of the random, and also remove the juggernaut for as far as the bunker puzzle. That's going to be it for everything for as far as our patch notes and the technicalities.